So the game is over. We've pretty much already said all of our closing thoughts. What is the other ending like? What happens when you save Chloe? We just both sit there and watch Arcadia Bay to get destroyed?
Yeah, I wonder.
And hundreds die, and Chloe and Max just pat each other on the back and let's be lesbians together?
I guess so. The other ending is fucking shit. They basically just drive off. Blow off.
Bye, Mom!
You just leave town and assume everyone died.
See ya, Mom.
Yeah, man.
I would say that's the true ending then. Because the other ending's not happy, and it's not poetic either. It's just, it's not really believable.
Yeah. The other ending doesn't have the kiss. Sorry.
The other ending, Chloe floats up and says, I have to return to my own planet now. Yeah, I mean...
I didn't love it. I wouldn't play it again. I didn't hate it. I would...
You cut out the first hour of this episode, and I'm not nearly as negative as I am right now, feeling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd say so too.
I think the first hour of this episode is padding and kind of failed for the pacing of the entire thing. There was a few pacing issues throughout the entire
Yeah, that
5
whole
episodes.
finding the bottles thing was...
There was other moments too, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, get it going.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing as a 3-episode thing, if you cut out the chaff and just kept it real compact, would have been pretty nice.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't buy into the story as being something fresh, especially if you've seen Donnie Darko, you could probably still enjoy the experience, maybe. The whole thing also, the ending especially, depends on the gravity of their relationship to the viewer, to the player.
Mm-hmm.
How heavy that relationship is really is going to depend on how likable you find Chloe, and that might fall flat with a lot of people.
Yeah. I think they really capture being teenagers.
I think
Yeah.
It's funny because the game often you were trying to figure out whether it was kind of weird writing or if it was supposed to be the sort of lame way that teenagers speak.
Yeah.
They're trying to be clever so hard, but at the same time trying so hard to
And
not
really
look like they're
smart.
trying.
Yeah.
So in that sense, they got it on the nose. But then there were moments where you could tell where it just seemed like the writer's trying really hard to go that far, to get that essence of teenage. And I think some of it was scoffable, but whatever.
I'm
That's
a teenager
challenge.
and I didn't really relate to many characters.
We also grew up with Dawson's Creek, so it's hard to really criticize anybody's teenage writing.
Have you rewatched that
No,
lately?
no.
Okay, because I was talking to my cousin and she said she rewatched it and she said it is horrible.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know
Horrible.
that. Who didn't know that?
I
was
watched
bad.
it. I watched it.
It was bad. Every fucking bit of it was bad.
Really?
No, it was the most...
Because I think about Friends, how we thought Friends was shitty for quite a long time, and then we rewatched
It's
that
actually
recently.
kind of funny. Yeah,
really-
Friends is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah.
I watched it.
I think it's not bad.
Recently we watched it,
There's
and I was like, oh my god,
It's
there's
90s sitcom.
funny shit in
Yeah.
here.
But
So I thought Dawson's Creek was gonna be something like that, but
Oh.
apparently it's just bad.
Dawson's Creek is all these teenagers that are waxing philosophic with every sentence they say.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
How about Party of Five? I haven't seen Party of Five since I was...
I didn't watch it when I was younger.
Yo, see, I thought I hated Friends too. Go back and watch an episode.
It's got its moments.
Yeah.
So anyways, the kid from Mighty Ducks hooks up with his teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stupid. Yeah, so if you take, we laced into it at the beginning of this episode. I would curb back a little bit of that if, you can just ignore that all that happened. I don't know that the whole thing is worth it, like, full price. I don't even know what full price is. $25, maybe $30. I don't know. I think the reason I'm, like, mulling this over is because I don't want to just shut the door on it, because I want more games that try to do stuff that's not just, another. I like that it kind of. I said it earlier that it's about teen drama and it's sort of down to earth, but then there's a huge tornado and time warping. But I don't know. It's different.
Yeah.
It stands out from a lot of other games.
It's true.
Does it? I mean, Telltale goes a lot of different routes too. Like, sure, they got zombie stories, but then they also have the Fables stories and. I don't know. I just don't want them to not make more.
I don't feel
I
ripped
guess.
off. I'm sad about the dropped storylines.
There were dropped storylines then? What? So is this information that was like official, or like how do you guys? Where do you guys get this?
Guys, we know that Tales of the Borderlands is so good. We know they're not mutually exclusive games. We're gonna play it. And I know that you are also bringing it up because we're talking about other.
Guys, we knew that Tales from the Borderlands would be awesome before you did, and that's why we invested in making costumes for it.
Or possibly at the same time as you.
That's why we invested in making costumes before it was even released, and we just didn't get them done.
Yeah. I will.
The game's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 55 decided to sacrifice Chloe.
Huh.
How much do you think that's changed over time, though? How many people do you think went back, reloaded their save, and then, because they heard it was the better ending?
Shouldn't they?
Anybody play this on
account
day
for
one?
both?
Were these stats different on day one?
Oh yeah, the
I bet they were.
pregnant girl. That was kind of a dropped thing. It just kind of didn't go anywhere. I guess that's just kind of a thing that happened, though.
But that's also life, right? Like, you
Yeah.
don't find resolution to everything.
Yeah.
I think that's half the reason everybody likes Game of Thrones. We were even talking about Game of Thrones. Some things just don't get resolved.
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff never does get resolved. Not everything gets wrapped up in a neat little package.
It was 50-50 for me, day one.
Day one, it was 50-50.
Stats were about the same on day one.
All right. Oops.
And
Shit.
don't forget to check friend stats.
Is this it? That's all the stats I get to see? Wait. Oh, here we go. David got a scar during the fight. Oh, you can prevent him from getting a scar.
Ooh.
David killed Jefferson. You didn't save the trucker. You didn't save Evan. You didn't save Alyssa. You didn't save the fisherman. And like we were saying, none of it matters because
Yeah.
why would we spend the time saving them when we Max knows that the whole point of this is to stop all this.
Yeah.
So why even bother?
Yep.
You didn't change Joyce's mind about David. That doesn't matter either.
No.
You didn't tell the truth about Rachel to Frank.
What was that part?
I don't.
Oh, Frank's dead. So
Yeah,
we
so
couldn't.
that's not a thing that
Yeah.
we could even do.
You didn't show Warren any affection. Yes.
73% kissed him, you fucking losers! Losers! What our friends do. Our friends didn't kiss him.
Good job, guys.
Well, our friends did,
Oh, but not as much.
but not as much.
Yeah,
a
they
lot.
hugged
Our
him
friends
more.
hugged him more. But still, I don't like it. What's wrong with you guys? I kissed him. You losers.
Oh, I kind of liked Warren. I kissed Warren because I knew you wouldn't. I kissed him to be a troll.
78% of our friends, more of our friends saved people than the general public.
I hugged him. I felt bad for the guy.
A margin of about 20% of our friends were 20% more likely to save everybody. to do all
Ah.
the goody two-shoes bullshit.
Nice.
Everything else is kind of on par with...
Wow, the top one is it exactly on par.
oops. Friend stats, 58% sacrificed Chloe. So...
You know, I kind of felt like it too with this episode. I just didn't care about any of the choices. Whereas in previous episodes, I did kind of care. Like, I put some thought into what the answers would be. But for this one, I was just like, it doesn't matter because it's all going to go back to the beginning again. So, it was an episode too long, I think. I think that was my issue.
It's cute. And it just makes me think again about how much the whole thing matters about their relationship and how that's beaten down so badly by the whole plot point of Max leaving and never writing her friend. And it just, from going from point, I never wrote you and never even thought about you again while I went to Seattle, to suddenly you're the most important person in the world to me, was a tough jump for me. And so while I do feel like they did a good job of building their relationship with the jump back to her being paralyzed, that was a good bonding moment. Seeing them as kids helped add gravity to the relationship. It still keeps on coming back to like how weird it is that it's just like, oh, you exist again. Oh, I love you and you're the best thing that's ever happened to me is...
Sometimes that happens, though. Sometimes you move away and you grow apart. And then you come back and you're like, oh shit, I actually really liked you.
Okay.
What happened
Never happened
to
to me.
us with these years? How did we lose all of those?
Does it happen often to you?
No?
Never happened to me, but I can understand what you mean.
No. Well, it has kind of happened.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
people move away and you just don't talk to them. But you're still super tight.
People in there say that. I can understand that. Sure. Yeah, I don't want to hate on the game. As frustrated as we were earlier on, we really threw our towel in. But it's not terrible. It's not great. I might put it in maybe a solid good area-ish. Area.
A solid goodish.
Goodish with
You heard it here.
caveats.
Goodish.
Put that on the
asterisk.
box. Put that on the box. With some caveats, it depends on how annoyed you are by some certain things. It depends on how hung up you can get on things.
I'm interested in what they'll do next for sure.
I hope they learn from it. And I do hope they make another one. I
Yeah.
like games like this. I like stories like this
And
in
I
the
like that
Telltale
somebody
format.
else is trying it.
That somebody else is doing Telltale
Yes.
format, yeah. For that reason, I would like to see more.
They're slotted to make another one,
Okay.
but not with these characters.
Well, let's
what
hope
I've
not.
heard.
Ever again. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, let this one lie. Don't
Yeah.
ever go back. They proved they can do it, I guess. Life is Not Strange, the sequel. Same universe? Oh, no. Just... Okay, whatever. You know what this really gives me a hankering for, though, is D4. It's like the polar opposite for me, God.
Yeah, me too.
I guess we've said our piece. So it was fun watching, playing it with you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
We'll see you next time. This has been Life is Strange Awesome on Video Games Awesome. Hey guys, show and trailer's been rescheduled for
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Sorry, we couldn't get everyone together. Also on the weekend.
So Wednesday at 7 p.m. is show and trailer. I'll make the announcement tomorrow morning on Facebook.
Did we say what time? 7 p.m. Did
Yeah,
It was
what-
kind of got to.
Wednesday at basically this time. So about 47 and a half hours from now, we'll be live with show and trailer.
Yeah.
And then whether we can do a show tomorrow depends on how much headway I guess I get on the game, or putting together show and trailer. Could maybe do a quick Fran Bower or something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.